Real fast, are y'all able to see that video? If so, Uncle Larry, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. There's David and Tara. All right, welcome to Power Hour, everybody. We've got a very good recap I got planned out for everyone here. Wanted to be able to share that with you all. I've got quite a bit that I want to cover tonight, so if it's your first time ever being on Power Hour, you picked a great one. We just got back from the Salt Lake City event, had a ton of our team there, and joined, I think it was a little over 5,000 people that were at the event. And just absolutely incredible new product being launched. I've got some videos, I got some pictures, I've got a lot of multimedia that's going to be played tonight, so it'll be a little different than what you're used to. I'm going to go over everything. Next thing I want to show from a recap perspective is the mansion that we had. I know some of y'all saw some parts. Here's the dinner.
Hello, Salt Lake City, we're whooping it up.
1,000 in December.
I like it. Oh, I like that. Say hi.
Welcome to the mansion.
I like it.
Good food, good company.
I love it. That's so cool. Wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all enjoy. Say that again. That's a true statement right there. All right. Say hi, everybody. What's going on? Ryder, you enjoying it?
I'm done now.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. All right, everybody, say hi. I'm videoing.
Thank you, Casey.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Everything to serve first.
Nice as usual. Nice work, babe.
Shot at the baby.
Is he eating too?
Right, I'm not taking my eyes off that food. Just checking it out.
I love it.
All right, good times. All right, so some of the big items that was mentioned is a new product, actually 2 new products that fit in the nutritional products line. And so they're calling them nutritional proteins. So I'm going to go ahead and play a quick video introducing the Healthy Living 5. So let me go ahead and play that one.
Most of us go through life without giving much thought to how we'll look and feel tomorrow. We might assume that we'll look and feel about the same as we do today, right? But things seem to sneak up on us. We wake up with a new ache or pain. We see a new wrinkle in the mirror, or we just don't feel as well as we used to. The fact is that how we look and feel tomorrow has a lot to do with our habits today. Over time, these habits not only have an effect, but a drastic one. There's one particular organic compound that plays an absolutely essential role in the structure and health of our bodies. In fact, it's critical to bones, joints, skin, hair, and many other functions. In other words, it's critical to how we look and feel. That compound is called collagen, and it's second only to water in terms of volume in our bodies. Collagen is the primary structural protein found in bones, tendons, ligaments, muscles, skin, and hair. It acts as a framework for these important tissues, allowing us to move, stretch, and bend. Collagen also provides strength and a healthy appearance to our hair and nails. The only problem is, collagen production begins to slow down in our bodies at a young age, and that slowdown only accelerates with time. Our skin becomes less elastic, our hair thins and grays, our joints are less flexible, and our bones may lose density. Environmental stressors only make the problem worse. So, what healthy habit can we start today that will drastically affect how we look and feel tomorrow? Daily intake of grass-fed, hydrolyzed collagen protein in Kyani's HL5 provides your body with a consistent supply of the proteins, peptides, and amino acids that act as the building blocks of your body's bones, tendons, ligaments, muscles, skin, and hair. The word hydrolyzed is important. This means that the amino acid chains that make up the collagen have been broken down into individual molecules. This way, your body can absorb and utilize the amino acids more quickly and easily to replenish collagen in the body. Besides support for the body's many structural systems, the 5 grams of hydrolyzed collagen protein in HL5 also help to optimize fat metabolism and supports long-lasting energy. HL5 also contains CoQ10, a powerful antioxidant, sodium hyaluronate, which helps maintain healthy skin, as well as fern extract and apple cider vinegar, which aid in digestion and absorption, among other benefits. This combination of powerful ingredients is only available in HL5, and because HL5 comes from Kyani, you know it's all natural, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and non-GMO. Start a healthy habit today and transform how you look and feel with Kyani's HL5.
So there was a lot of excitement about that, and actually got some of the items. Let me start that up. So we've got the box of it here, HL5. It's about the same size as the of the Sunrise box, and packaging is absolutely identical as far as the container that we have here. So 1 fluid ounce, got the rip it and sip it on the top. And people ask, what does it taste like? Tastes citrusy, very citrusy, tastes very good. I've had it warm, put it in the refrigerator starting today, so I'll have that in the morning cold. So I've had one when I was at the event, and it was great, even just straight out of the box. I wanted to try it right away. And then this morning, I used it along with the Fit 20, which I'm going to talk about here in a second, and put that all together, and that was fantastic as well. So wonderful, wonderful product. I was very excited about that. I'm going to send put a couple items up here on the screen. So this is the price, $87.95, and this is as a customer's price. And that's going to get you a box of 30 of these, so good for a month. And you can see all the items that it has there for the write-up on it. And there's a lot of different documentation that's out there, so I'm not going to go into all of that. I'm just going to point you in the direction of where the tools are, and then you'll be able to review that. But pretty exciting. If you get it as a business partner, it's $79.95, and you'll see the QV that you're getting is 50 QV for a box of that, which is quite nice indeed. 33 on the CV. All right, and then a couple of other things that they put out there is these are social media screens that you'll be able to use. And I wouldn't say from a social media perspective that you're going to want to put that out there and just blast social media with it. But when you're on social media and you're interacting with others and you go through our exact same system, and that's a key thing that I really want to hammer down tonight with everybody, is that just because there's 2 new products that come out, we don't do anything different. That's the beauty of the Jade Factory. That's the beauty of the process and the system that we have in place, is that now we have an extra checkbox when people are talking about what's going on in their life. We're able to have more ammunition, if you will, on how we can take care of their problem. Okay, so as always, we've got health, wealth, time, significance. These obviously fall within the lines of the health side. And when somebody's talking about their health, you're going to dig in. You're going to ask what they've got going on, what issues they might be running into. And you might even start asking them some questions around the lines of what this product offers and all the benefits that it has. You'll be able to go into it not by giving them the benefits, but by asking them questions about the benefits that this has. Hey, how's your metabolism going? Oh, it's terrible. Guess what? This optimizes fat metabolism. What else does this do? How's your joints? How's it feel? I saw you just get up off that chair. How are you feeling right there? So, oh, my joints are killing me. Really? That's interesting. Guess what? We have something for that now. How's your skin? How's your hair? All of our products are able to increase that. You look like you're a little tired after lunch. You doing okay? Yeah, just tired. Don't have any energy, and well, hey, interesting. We might have something for that. Lean muscle. Hey, I've been noticing you've been going to the gym. You've been doing that for a year, and you actually don't seem like you're making a whole lot of gains here. It's probably not a matter of the gym. It might be a matter of the nutrition that you're putting in the body, which is the key part to working out, is actually feeding your body. What if you had some better muscle or stretching and flexibility, strength and flexibility? Hey, we've been going to the gym for a long time and your bench press has actually gone down. So maybe you might need something. I don't know. These are all questions that you're going to ask people, because now you've got more things that you can help them with. Then when they come back, they're going to say, well, what's all in it? It's all natural. Well, is it gluten-free? Yes, it is. Is it non-GMO? Yes, it is. Does it have any dairy in it? 0. Does it have any sugars in it? I'm trying to do this whole keto thing at the same time. No sugars. That's huge, folks. Absolutely huge. So you can send them with all of those, and then they've got it in a little bit of a higher stack, and it goes through the same items. All of this stuff that I'm pulling up, this is actually found in your back office. You'll be able to download these straight away. They're JPEGs. You're able to download those and then use them as need be. Again, don't lead with this. That's called throwing up, okay? I don't want you throwing up blueberries. I don't want you throwing up collagen on people either. Okay, so don't, just because we get a new product, don't lose your mind and freak out and think you're supposed to go out there and spam everybody. No, it's the exact same process. We just have some more tools that we're going to be able to help them with. Okay, so that's HL5. All right, let's move on to the next item I want to show you in here. All right, so the next one is Fit 20. So let's watch this quick video, some shorter.
You push hard. You work hard. You lift a little more, you go a little further. You move a little faster than you did before. Your toughest competitor is yourself. You work this hard because breaking down your body is the only way to build it back stronger, leaner, faster, and better than before. But after all that work, some still struggle to get the results and performance they're looking for. If you want superior results, Kyani believes you need superior nutrition. Made from grass-fed whey protein isolate and natural hydrolyzed collagen protein with key amino acids, Fit 20 delivers the nutrients you need to increase performance, recover faster, and build lean muscle. Zero sugars, keto-friendly, non-GMO. Kyani Fit 20 is all natural performance.
All right. So this product is absolutely awesome. I've actually had some when I got home last night when we finally got off the airplane with the baby and got home, and we hadn't been home for a week, so didn't have a whole lot in the fridge. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try that for a meal replacement. And so sure enough, I grabbed my box, and here is a box of them. And inside you get 10, make sure I'm saying that right, 10 of these. They're about 1.9 ounces, and you put this with between 8 to 12 ounces of water. And that's all I did. I'm sure you can mix it with many other things as well, but I just went straight off the package on what they said and mixed that up, and absolutely wonderful vanilla taste. And I've taken a lot of protein shakes and powders in my day for different purposes and meal replacements and when working out. And I'm kind of particular on them, and I'll use them just because I know what it's doing for me, but doesn't mean I enjoy it. This one, and this isn't hype, this isn't anything other than straight up truth. This one, actually, I enjoy the taste of it immensely. And there's others that I've tasted that I've liked the taste of. This one was the best of the ones that I've tasted. I really, really enjoyed it. One of the other things that I noticed is it's not chalky, is the term that I would use. And a lot of times when I've used these in the past, they get clumpy. And one of the things that I realize is a result of that is because of it being dairy-free. Most of the proteins are not dairy-free, and so you'll get this clump in your mixing bottle or in your glass where it kind of chunks up, and then all of a sudden you're chewing on this powder, and that's not pleasant at all, and then it doesn't mix right. This, none of that. It literally just comes right out of the bag, goes into the water, and starts dissolving, and then you just take after it with a spoon or pop it on a NutriBullet or whatever, and that made it extremely, extremely nice. So I had that this morning for breakfast, and then I did not eat again. That was at about 8 o'clock, 8:15. I had that. I put a collagen in it as well. Just I wanted to try some difference on the taste, and I put a Sunrise in it along with 10 ounces of water, and then one of these packages, and that took care of me all the way until about 1:15 is when I had something to eat after that. And that was actually just some cheese and some pork rinds of all things. And that was lunch. And then when I got home, we ate at about 6:15, and we had a fish dinner, which was nice and lean and completely satiated. Not at any time during the day was I ready to eat anybody. I was very impressed. So cost on this and the QV that you're looking at that's coming with that is 30 QV, $48.95, and this is for business partner cost. If a customer is purchasing it, you're looking at $52.95, and then it had the QV that we were showing just a second ago. They've also got 2 stacks with what this will, the benefits of it. So again, I would not suggest that you go out and blast this all over social media. What I would do is when you're in a conversation and you're figuring out what this person's needs are, and you can start the conversation up, again, strength and flexibility, especially if you're in the gym. Workout recovery, okay? So anybody that you talk to that's at the gym, one of the things that they want to be able to do quickly right after they get done working out is to get themselves back to normal. This improves that tremendously. Again, fat metabolism, being able to optimize that and burn that fat. Build lean muscle, supports bone and joint health, boost long-term nitric oxide production. This is not something that you're going to do away with with the nitro product. The nitro product is more from a shorter period of time that it's going to increase your nitric oxide production. This product actually is going to go for a much longer period of time on its nitric oxide production. Again, not something that you're going to replace or get rid of nitro or nitro extreme. That still stays in your regimen. This goes on top of that. Neither of these products are products that you're going to get rid of anything else in our lineup. This is a complete add-on. It's a complete add-on. It can also be done completely standalone. If they don't want to do the fluoresce, they don't want to do the triangle, they can completely do these by themselves and still get tremendous benefit out of it. Obviously, it makes sense to be able to use the whole product line that we have from a healthy living environment, but again, it can be used in any combination. Supports immune system and antioxidant production. They were talking about some of the items in here actually creates the best antioxidant or puts the best antioxidant on the planet in your body, the best one out of all of them that they've done. So that was some good information that we received from the convention. Again, I'm not going to go in. I'm not a product specialist. I never will act like I'm a product specialist. I'm a big fan of put it in the thing and let's try it. Let's eat this sucker and see. And that's the way that I go about it. But you're going to get a lot of people breaking down a lot of stuff. Kyani Wellness TV is going to be a lot of new information that's going to be coming out of that from Dr. Andreas, going into these new products in a detailed level. He's been doing a lot of work in the studio for that. Those will start coming out. Science Friday with Mark Hedrick. He's going to probably already have this thing through a mass spectrometer about 15 different times and be ready to tell you everything you want to know to whatever level. I love Mark. His knowledge is insane. It's funny. My personality type and Mark's personality type, he's just going on, and I'm just like, dude, I don't, these things are just bouncing off of me, but it doesn't matter. He was so jacked. He caught me on the escalator, and man, I think I could have probably taken a PhD test just going down the escalator for all the stuff that he knows and shared. So definitely tune in with that guy if you want to get into the details of what all this will do. All right. So also on this, all natural, keto friendly, zero sugars, non-GMO, and that's fantastic. And then they show all of it in a different banner, talking about the same items as well. All right, so let's move on to the next item. We've got a lot that I want to share with you all, so I'm going to go quick to make sure I get through everything. So we've also had a facelift on our beloved Triangle of Health. So let me pull that up here. Again, this document is found in your back office, so you can go in there and look for the nutritionals, and you'll see the new packaging that we have on Sunrise. So a nice update to it. And they were quite happy with putting the sun on there because I think people still get confused on which one they're supposed to take first. So sunrise, and then I'll fast forward, sunset. You'll see the little sun going down. So hopefully that's going to help some people, and we just keep making it better and better for our customers to do that. So benefits on this, one of the key things is that they did a little bit of a change, and they've upped the vitamin D. I think they doubled the amount of vitamin D that was in the product. They took away some other items that were not, there was some concern, not concerns, it was mainly the type. There was a couple of people with a genetic mutation, I think, that is not able to process some of the things in there, so they ended up taking that out. There was some concern about that from some of the people. I saw it in the chats. Don't worry about that. I promise you the amount of knowledge and the amount of time spent on these products and the amount of money, and we're talking the millions of dollars that went in. I promise you, I'm a big fan of always, hey, let them do that. That's what they do. We're not in the blueberry business. We're not in the collagen business. We're not in the protein shake business. We're not in the skincare business. We're not in any of those things. Here's the business that we're in. We are in the people business. That's the part that we do as the Jade Factory, as our organization. We let the Hansons and the Taylors and their very, 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 very deep pockets that takes care of a lot of research, a lot of production, and all the items that go into this. We let them take care of their part. That's the reason that we got into a business model like this, is so that they handle all of that. So let them handle that. If you got any concerns on that, raise that up with maybe Mark Hedrick, where he can maybe get in and tell you a little bit more about it. I know Sherry is really deep on her knowledge as well. But one of the things I always tell people, especially in what we do, don't get in there and say, hey, what they really should do is this. Just don't. It's a waste of time. There's a lot of people out there that need our products. So don't let that be something that's going to knock you off track. So this is the Sunrise. You got your nitro products. Also have a revamp. Oh, they also said, and I didn't get any, but my understanding is that on the Sunrise packaging, I think there's something that opens up, or there's like a little pull tab of some sort. And I think there's some extra marketing material that's in there. I didn't see that, and so when that makes it in my next auto ship, then I'll take a look. But just look for that as that's coming through. And this is a good document where you'd be able to share this with folks. If again, not up front, don't throw up on them with any of these tools. This is for down the road after you've identified what it is that they're looking for. Then you have something that you'd be able to use if necessary. All right, and then Sunset showed you that. Then we got the HL5 here, and then it's got its key benefits. Provides protein for long-lasting energy, healthy bones, joints, and skin. Promotes lean muscle growth. Hydrolyzed for easy absorption, as the video was talking about, where it breaks down that chain and optimizes fat metabolism, and all the key ingredients that they have. CoQ10, just a quick thing that I put together. You've got that also in your Nitro Extreme, and you're also getting it here. Again, you're not going to get too much of that, so don't feel like you're going to need to stop doing one product over the other. These are absolutely, completely all built to go together. And then the last one that they have here is for Fit 20. So this is a nice document that you can use if necessary. And let's move to the next one. There's also a product protein training. And so this is a nice document. This is 10 pages, gets into a little bit more in depth on the Fit 20 and talking about their story, protein and healthy living, benefits of our nutritionals. Another thing I want to point out, now is a good spot. Nutraceuticals seems to have been dropped. I did not hear nutraceuticals spoke of the whole weekend. So it looks like nutritionals is the branding message that they're using. And so that would be good. And it's also a hell of a lot easier to spell and pronounce. And it doesn't take as long to get the point across. So start using the term nutritionals, I think will be very powerful. And that's going to be the stuff that you're going to eat. That's another one I want to point out. Stop saying take. This was a huge takeaway that I caught this weekend through some of the doctors that had shared, and then some of our team members, Sherry had mentioned it, and Tar had mentioned it. I think a few others as well. But stop saying that you take the product. Tell everybody that you eat the product. And what that's going to do is there's a nice psychological twist that's going to take, because guess what, folks? This is food. This is food. You don't take food, you take medicine. And when people start hearing that word, they're going to start applying and think they're going to have to go to their doctor and things like that. When you say, I eat this, that's going to go into their brain right in the very beginning. And it's going to go down the left branch instead of the medicine branch on the right. And then all the crap questions that are going to come up from people. And I shouldn't say crap. They don't know. They're not educated on it. So instead of having to fight that battle by poorly chosen words, and here's the deal, folks. We're in marketing, all right? Multi-level marketing. Network marketing. We are marketers, all right? That's our job. Our job is to tell stories. Our job is to have conversations. And the words that you use in those conversations are going to make a big difference on how the other person's going to feel. I'll give you a prime example. Nazis. Did you feel a little when I said that word? Because that word brings certain things to the table, all right? So don't think that your language does not make a big difference on who it is that you're speaking with. The ability to communicate is huge, and it's a great skill to be able to increase. And so pay attention to that word, work on that, be intentional about it. Don't say you're taking the product, say you're eating the product. Okay, now, not fluoresce, don't eat fluoresce. You can, you would actually, I think, be okay with it, but don't do it. Eat the nutritionals, all right? So there's that for the Kyani protein nutritionals. And then product sell sheets, where it goes in, and this is the information that you saw on the previous screen. And then they wrap it up with ingredients, start talking about what's in it. And they talked a lot about these L-citrulline. There was a lot of talk about that. Dr. Andreas got into it and was like, oh man, I think we've got a couple videos of that from the team. So hopefully folks, we'll be able to upload that and we'll be able to see that in the future if you weren't there. More on the ingredients list. Again, just letting you know where this is at. I'm not going to give a product explanation of all of this. I just want you to know this is here and you can go in and dig in. Here's another thing, folks. We have a very small product line. and I want to address this up front. I heard it a couple times where, you know, it's something new, and anytime there's change, human beings, we don't like change. The one thing that's constant in our lives is change. That's just how it goes. Okay. So, well, I wish they wouldn't have brought this new thing on. That is some really closed-minded thinking. Okay. I hear where you're coming from, but you need to not think about that. You need to think about what this just offered all of us and all of the people. When you see the health benefits of collagen and all the detail that they went into, the benefits of protein, and then talking about all the scientific studies on how we lose so much in our protein and our ability to generate collagen and how important it is. This is as important as fluoresce. This is just as important as the triangle of health and what we're able to offer to all of our friends, all of our family, all the people that we run into in all walks of life. So get your mind right on this. Now, if you're just that much against this and you take a little bit longer to process things, here's the deal. The people that you're going to interact with have no idea what it is that we have. All right. If you're doing this right, they should never even hear the product lineup come from you. It should come from something else or someone else. Okay. Your job is to find out where it hurts. Your job is to tune your ear in to what it is they're looking for. If they say they would like to generate better lean muscle and you choose to not want to share that with them, that's completely fine. Nobody says that you got to offer these products out. Okay. Now, I think that's a little silly. I'm making an obscene, crazy analogy here, but hopefully that's to put another pair of glasses on you so that you see the benefit of what we do have here and learn this. Now, the next thing is you don't need to learn all of the details on this. You need to learn a couple of key things on what this is going to be able to offer. And that's going to come out over the days and weeks as more and more information's out there. There's a ton of information out there, more information than you're going to be able to consume. Get the couple of key things that you need, and these sheets here will help you with that tremendously. At a minimum, if you just figure out what these benefits are going down this list, and then when you're talking with somebody and you can connect the dots with them, then that's as far as you need to go in your knowledge. But you do need to at least have that knowledge for your business, okay, when you choose to. All right, enough on that. Let's keep rolling. So the other thing that they did is they started up a 90-day healthy living challenge. So I'm going to play this video. Let y'all see this.
Do you want to feel better, look better, live better? Small changes can make a big difference. And at Kyani, we're taking the lead in this movement of change. It's called the Healthy Living Movement, and we want you to be a part of it. Join us for a 90-day Healthy Living Challenge. You could win $10,000 cash, event tickets, or Kyani gear. All you have to do is set a healthy living goal, take a picture, and go. We've got the experts. We've got the nutrition. We've got the community. All we need is you. You've got this. Go to Kyani90daychallenge.com and join the Healthy Living Movement today.
All right. So pretty cool thing that they're doing here. Let me pull up the document, and then I've got a couple of, I might have closed one of them. That wasn't good. Let me see if I can find it. So again, this is found in your back office. The contest began on the 17th, and your entry period is anytime from now until June 30th. The day that you submit your items is when your contest is going to go, and it's going to go for 90 days from the day you start. So worst case scenario, when all of this is complete, it's going to be going through all of July, all of August, and all of September. So at the end of September, the last person that started, which would have started on June 30th, they would be completing at the end of September. Okay. And then you, if you start now, would end a little bit earlier than that. So it's a 90-day time frame, and it's going to be from when you submit your material. I'm not going to get into all the details. I'm going to let you guys read. But one of the couple things I want to point out is that the first prize, they're going to give one of those away, is $10,000. Okay, so that's going to be the grand prize winner. Now, the other cool thing is that if you're the sponsor of this person, so let's say that, for instance, Carrie sponsored me in this, in Kyani, in the organization. And I'm going to win this. So you guys go ahead and start looking at finalists and honorable mentions, okay? Because first prize is already sewn up. Y'all just get your head wrapped around this. I'm sorry. I'm going to win it. And then since I'm going to win it, Carrie sponsored me. She's going to get 10 grand too. And so we're going to have 20 grand and we'll spend that on the team and we'll have some fun, but we're going to win that. So for everybody else, I'm having fun now. Everybody else, just know that your sponsor also is going to be able to take that. Now, the people that are eligible for this are not just business partners. Notice that it can be customers too, okay? And so if you have a personal customer and you can share them and say, hey, you want to win 10 grand? And they're like, say what? It's like, yeah, we got a contest going on. My company just released some amazing products and they've got this challenge going on. And I heard you talking about that challenge I wanted to do at your work. And I know it's for $400, but you want to go for 10 grand? Yeah. How do I? You can get them enrolled too. Okay. And when they come in, you would be their sponsor. And as you being their sponsor and they win the 10 grand, you're going to win 10 grand also. Okay. So pretty neat thing that they've got going on here. And they're going to get a lot of traction with this as well. All right. We got some chatter going on here. Let me get caught up. Do we have a new doctor letter? No, use the one that we've got and that will work for now. And keep telling them that we're eating this and it's food and hopefully that will slow all of that down.
Hey, Casey.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to let everybody know who's listening that a lot of people are asking in regards to shelf life with preservatives being removed. Dr. Burke and Dr. Fran confirmed on Saturday, shelf life does not change, even though the 100% preservatives have been removed. So shelf life is going to stay the same. So just so everybody knows, I put that on locals and all that too.
Very good. And for information like that, well, I'll hit that here in the end, but put it in the other place too, and I'll tell everybody where that other place is in a second. Thank you very much for that. All right. I thought they said sponsor bonus was only for new partners, customers. I think I answered that one. Misty or Sherry, if you still have a question off of what I just said. Well, anyway, let's not even get into it. I don't want to debate the ins and outs of this whole thing. Read this document. If you got any questions on it, then reach out to customer support and let them figure that out. The key is what this is for and where we're going with it. I think it's going to bring a lot of good press, and we can use a lot of this to be able to help a lot of people that we're hanging out with. All right, where did I put that? Here's the other one. So you can also see some of this information on the news feed on your back office. So get pumped for the 90-day Healthy Living Challenge. And they give some information in here. They've got the Healthy Living Hub. That's a new item that Dr. Andreas has launched. He's been working on this from January, and I think he's been working on it even longer. But he's got a lot of great stuff that's out there. I gave that a quick once over when I was still in Salt Lake one night at like 1 a.m, so I didn't get into it too far. But what I did see was some pretty great items, recipe books, all kinds of good stuff that's out there. So definitely get yourself involved there and use that. Use that as I talked about it in Salt Lake when I was doing my state of the factory address, giving a blueprint for everybody. Is use that as an offer stack when you're talking to somebody and they're looking at it and say, hey, by the way, so an extra benefit that you're going to get from this is you get this Healthy Living Hub, and as long as you're on auto ship, it's free. And that'll be a great way for them to stay on auto ship because they're going to get so much value that's going to come from the Healthy Living Hub. I mean, that's something that people literally would pay hundreds of dollars in a year to be able to have access to that type of community. Having somebody like him, he does competitions, wins them, Ironman triathlete. I mean, the dude is a freaking machine, and he's done it because of his health. He's not doing it for anything else than being able to help an autoimmune disease that he had and was able to overcome by figuring all of this stuff out. That's why we like that guy being on our scientific advisory council. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Packages have been updated. So this is for business partners. And what I'm going to be showing is from the United States, so US dollars. So you need to look at the difference for this in Canadian or Costa Rica, or we got folks all over the world in looking at this. So you'll need to go in and look at this when you're enrolling. So you'll notice that we've got some new packages. We got all the old packages. So let me start there. We've got our $3.99 pack for Flores. We've got our $3.99 pack for our Kyani Nutritional Business Pack, okay? And then when we get into the $5.99 pack, we've got that for Flores. And then on the $5.99 side, on the nutritional, then you'll see that we've got the Fit 20 and the HL5 are added into this with the triangle. Okay, so they've redone the packs for that. You can click on the details and see all the items that come into this. And then you'll see that it's 500 QV, 180 CV, so on and so forth. So you'll be able to take a look at that and know what's going on in those packages. Okay. Then you'll notice that they've added some new items. You'll see that there was a pretty big gap, and this was something I was very happy to see them do. It used to be that was $12.99, and then the next option was $5.99, so it was more than twice as much, and that was because you were getting the Triangle of Health and the Fluoresce. So they've got that now where you see you've got the Triangle of Health, and you get Fluoresce, and you also get the Fit 20 and the HL5, so they obviously reconfigured that. But you'll notice that there's one in between, and there's an $8.99, which I think this is a great, great price point, and this is a real good spot in between. Okay, so, and you'll see that it has the full spectrum of items as well. So one of the things, that, and then you'll notice they've got a basically just shy of $2,000 package. So some people are like, man, why would anybody want to do that? Because this is something where if you want to go for that, for the 90-day challenge, when somebody's just first getting started, and the 90-day challenge doesn't have to stop. You can keep working on folks, you know, taking out that information and using everything from that hub to be able to continue people getting healthier. But this contains a lot of stuff. So you'll see everything that's in it, quite a bit of product. You'll also notice that it's also $500 for each of these, from the $5.99 all the way up to the $19.99 package. The difference is you get qualified each month for 6 months, if I understand correctly, and don't hold me to these specifics here because I need to get this verified and I haven't had time to do that because y'all been keeping me way busy and I love it. But I believe this is going for 6 months qualification. So when you first join, you're qualified that month, right? You don't have to worry about the 150 points or the 100 points, depending on if you're above Jade or below Jade. But to be qualified, to be able to receive checks, you have to have 100 QV or 150 QV, depending on if you made it up to Jade. And then from Jade all the way to double black diamond, you just need 150 points. But that can sometimes be a little bit of a pain. And one of the great things about these new packs is that you get multiple months of qualification after you've already joined. Okay, so you're going to have 500 QV in that first month. That qualifies you there. And then 5 more months that you're going to be qualified. Now, the specifics of that, are they going to add the actual QV in there? And that's going to get slow rolled out over the next couple months. I think that's the case. And listen to my language. I think. I don't know that for sure. So I'm a big fan of waiting. I've heard a lot of things. It's not that I haven't heard anybody. I've just heard a lot of different things. And until I actually see it for myself, if y'all remember my personality type, I don't believe anybody until I see it. That's just how it works. So I need to see it myself. So we'll figure it out when it happens. Don't worry about it. It's going to be great. Whatever the amount of QV is going to come out of that, and the fact that they're qualified, that's huge. All right, I want to keep rolling. Y'all can dig into this. Again, you can go into as if you were signing somebody up, or actually go in and actually enroll somebody, and then you can look at these packages and see what's in there. All right, so next thing I want to talk about is events. All right, so the next event that we're going to have from a Jade Factory perspective is going to be September 7th. All right, so September 7th is approximately 110 days away from here. All right, so that's a little over 3 months. I picked this date specifically because this is when we're going to kick off our 90-day blitz that we're going to have from a business perspective, okay? And that's going to go from September 3rd, the day after Labor Day, all the way into the end of November, all right? And then we're going to culminate with all of us going to an event in Las Vegas with Mr. Eric Worre. I'm going to show a quick video on that here in just a sec. But that's our goal. We're going to put 1,000 people from the Jade Factory into those seats. That is the goal. That is the mission. All right. So go ahead and mark your calendar. It's going to be in Houston. It's going to be Jade Factory. And I'm going to do it a little different. I'm not going to have as many regional trainings. We're going to spread them out. We're going to spread them out where we're going to have our big international event that we just finished up with. 3 months after that, we're going to have a regional. About 3 months after that, we're going to have a huge event at GoPro. 3 months after that, we're going to have another regional. And 3 months after that, we're going to be back around for a full cycle and we'll be in Vegas again for Kayani's 2020 International Leadership Convention. Okay, so those are going to be the 4 big events that we're going to have. Love for you guys, everybody, to come into Houston. I'm going to make it an event. I want to have something special where people come in on Friday night. We have a wonderful event. Saturday, we have an all-day training with some great speakers, a lot of great information, a lot of actually doing things instead of just listening, and then finishing that up with a really big finish and a lot of fun. And then everybody can head back on that Sunday and keep their schedule. Okay, so go ahead and start marking your calendar for this. It will be in Houston, and as we get closer, we'll reveal some more details as that comes. Okay, next item I want to go over is this little fella here. This is the one that I want y'all to
Are
really
you
get
ready?
after.
1, 2, 3, go!
This event is the #1 event in our profession.
The moment that we know the date, it goes into our calendar.
This is a game changer.
Go, bro!
Everybody that is anybody in network marketing was here.
This is my first time at this event, and I'm absolutely blown away.
We're going to work on skills. We're going to work on mindset. We're going to work on strategy together.
We
Brian!
learn from some of the greatest people in network marketing. What is working for them?
You learn something new every single time.
Frazier was unbelievable.
Rock energy, rock energy, rock energy. He's just fun.
Tony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Magic Johnson. I mean, seriously, awesome.
Really what the award represents, it's a measure of how much difference we can continue to make.
I want you to play bigger. I want you to think bigger.
GoPro for me was a breakthrough. Life-changing, absolutely life-changing. You have to experience it. You have to be here. You know what to do. I believe this is the event of the year.
Stop thinking about it and start doing it.
It's amazing. It was just fantastic.
And this is the 10th anniversary, so I'm sure they're going to do something absolutely amazing to celebrate 10 years.
All right, so that right there, and I've been to a lot of events. I've been in 2 companies, top of 2 companies, and I can tell you that is the best event by far. The convention that we have for the company is huge because it's specific to our product lineup and the people that we know. But coming to that is really some serious. You can ask several of my leaders, and Mr. David Jones almost beat me to death when he got done seeing that. He said, I flew all the way to Vegas to see the same stuff you've been teaching for the last year. Really? It was pretty funny, and y'all will see exactly where I get it because he's the best. And I'm the type that's going to go out and find the best, and then I'm going to model on that. And that's what we've got, and that's what we've put together along with a lot of other things. So make sure you make plans for that. That is December 11th through the 13th, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing trip. I believe it's also going to be at the MGM again. They did a great job, and so go ahead and start making plans for that. Here's the big deal I tell people. Put it down there. You'll hear me say these 3 things all the time. Number 1 is say yes. Number 2 is tell the world. And number 3 is figure it out. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on. I know you got kids. I know they're in school. I know you got work. I know you got all those other things. I also know that you've got a reason why. Do not let your reason why, which is all those things I just mentioned, do not let your reason why be the reason why you don't go. I see that happen so many times. Somebody will sit with me in the beginning. They'll tell me all the things that they desire to do, and then they'll use all of those things that they desire to do and whom they desire to do it with as an excuse on why they can't make it happen. Okay, I'm going to be the first to tell you, if you truly want to get there, the events are part of it. That's how it goes. It's so important. You ask anybody that just got done with Salt Lake City, how their belief level is now compared to how it was when they were leaving their houses to go to that event. I promise you it was meteoric on how high that rose. And there's nothing, you cannot possibly get that from a video. You cannot get that from the pictures. Looking at the pictures of that mansion, I promise you, I was excited. I was hoping it was going to be good. We got there. the pictures weren't doing it justice whatsoever. It was so amazing. The whole event was so amazing from that. So make sure you're at those events. All right, next thing that I want to cover. This is going to be a different one for everybody. And let me preface this before you start reading. Don't pay attention to me. So Advocare is a company that's been around since 1993. The guy that actually founded that was a guy named Charlie Regis, and he was actually the mentor of the #1 income earner in my previous company, and was spoken very, very, very highly of. My previous mentor in that company, he was somebody that definitely knew what he was doing, and he based that on what he learned from that guy, and that guy is the one that's founded Advocare. He died back in 2001, and then the people that took over might not have been doing things as well as they could be doing. Okay, so it's very important to always remember how good we have it with our founders. And I want you to know that that was not taken lightly when I chose to come here. And the reason that I guess all of us that are on this call, the vast majority of us, is as a result of me doing what I did, and it came from the person above you and the person above me, and that's just how it works. But it's very important to make sure that you know who it is that you're working with. There's risk with every company, all right, so that happens. But basically, the short version is Advocare has been around since 1993, and they just announced on May 17th, a couple days ago, that they are doing away with their multi-level compensation payout. So basically, thanks. Well, they didn't even say thanks. There's a lot, man, it's blowing up online right now. There's a lot of people that spent a lot of time building that company, and then all of a sudden they've decided that they're going to do away with that. And so if you have direct customers, no problem. That's not the reason that we build it this way. And so those people are going to be completely stuck. And there's a lot of people that have been there for a long time. There's single mothers, there's families, there's grandparents. There's a lot of people that have based, and unfortunately, the person that they were with did not follow through on what they needed to do. So just because there's a beautiful product, just because there's a great comp plan, I just want to reiterate that it takes the full spectrum of what's necessary to make a company do what it's going to do. That's not to say that a company can be around for a long time and not do something completely terrible. But one of the key things that was important to me is the track record of who it is that is at the helm. So I wanted to bring this up for three reasons. One was awareness. And the reason I want to bring that awareness is there's a good chance that you know somebody that's in Advocare. You might know somebody that's a really big fan of their products, or you might know people that aren't a big fan of their products because of the sugars and all the other things that are in it. But one way or the other, here's where I want to give some guidance. Do not go feed on the carcass of Advocare and come in like a vulture, okay? That's worse than throwing up on people, all right? There's like a whole nother level of, trying to use some good language here, of worthless individual that's coming in to be able to feed on a carcass, okay? Not a big fan. This is my opinions, and I'm the guy that's running the show on this little chat channel, so I'm gonna give my opinion. So I would highly recommend that you don't do that. What I would recommend you do is think more of like a firefighter or a first responder, come into a house that's on fire and help somebody out. Find out what they've got going on. Don't come in there and say, well, you just need to grab your people and come over and join my team. No, you need to come over and you need to empathize. You need to understand they got a lot going on in their lives right now. I've already got several meetings already set up with some people that have reached out going, hey, this thing completely crapped the bed, and what do you guys have? Well, it just so happens that this weekend when y'all's place was on fire, we just got gold plated. And these are some of the items, not these items specifically, but this is more in the realm of the type of things that Advocare was doing. Okay, now we're not trying to take over Advocare, and that was all complete coincidence that the things happened that happened. But I'm just saying, when one door shuts, another door opens. And we got something that's going to appeal, especially with what we just brought to the table, that's going to appeal to a lot of people that are in a bad spot. Let them know there's a system. Let them know that we've got some founders that, you know, are going to be here. And there's a lot of people that knew that there was something amiss with their organization over there, but they were stuck. Well, now they're out of luck. And listen for those people. If you know anybody in that, reach out to them, see how they're doing. get them to talk, get them to tell what's going on in their life, empathize, have a conversation with them. Okay. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention as well. All right. And then wrapping things up, we're going to go a little long tonight just because I've got a lot. Don't get afraid that I'm going to play all of these and you're going to freak out, but I do want to go through these. These are all 20 to 30 seconds each. And what I want to do is let everybody know, what do I do next, Casey? I didn't make it to the convention, or I did make it to the convention. I'm excited about Kyani, but man, there's these 2 new things, and these boxes are green, and they're these different colors, and I don't know what the hell's going on, and everything's different. And just going nuts. So what I would tell you is settle all that down. Nothing has changed from what we've got going on. The core of what we have is absolutely the same. The approach that we take is absolutely the same. They've made a couple of tweaks that are absolutely in our benefit, and I don't sugarcoat it. When my previous company, there were tweaks that were made that were absolutely freaking terrible, and I was one of the loudest ones about it, and I will never back down from that when I see something going wrong. This is so good for our organization. I truly, truly mean that. Everything I've seen, there are no landmines that I see in this whatsoever. All you have now is some more things that you can help people with. Follow our process. Figure out what it is that you desire. Talk to other human beings. Listen to them on what's going on. Find out what they're interested in. Find out what they've got going on. See if they've got any issues. If they have any issues in the health, wealth, significance, or time arena, we've got some stuff for them. Find out how serious they are about being able to address those things, and then pass the ball. If you have influence over them and you feel comfortable in explaining all the things that we have, do so. None of that has changed. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, pass it to your shooter or pass it to me if I'm your shooter or not. We'll work with you on that. We'll work with those people on that. We'll answer all the questions. So you don't have to worry about those things. That's how the Jade Factory is built. Guess what? I've gone through a lot of changes. The Jade Factory was built in such a way that it abstracts you away from any of that that's going on. All you do is drive the dump truck. You go pick people up. You put them in the dump truck. You bring them to the factory. Let the factory do what the factory does, all right? And the factory has one hell of a supplier in Kyani, all right? And we have all the parts in place to be able to handle all that. All you do is you have conversations, all right? And to kick this off, what I want to do is I want to show some videos. And one of the things that we're going to focus on tremendously over the next 3 months, and you're going to love this, is that we're going to put you into action. You're going to see a change in how we go about our events. You're going to see a change in how we do some of our get-togethers. We're still going to have Power Hour. That's the educational part. We're still going to have that. That's the motivational part. That's the part that you come to get around the campfire to have the camaraderie. But you're also going to see the driving portion, okay? And what I want to do is I'm going to play these videos because what I did at the mansion on Wednesday night is that I freaked out all of my shooters, all of my leaders that were there, and I had 12 of them that were there. Not all of them, but it was 12 of them. And what we did is I locked them in a room. I started kind of scaring them a couple hours beforehand. I mentioned it several times so that their palms get all sweaty and their knees get weak. And I think there's some songs about that from Eminem. But nobody threw up mom's spaghetti, but it was getting a little close for a couple of them, as you'll see. So I'm going to play some of these videos. And then I'm going to pause that once I get through the before picture. And then I'm going to tell you what we were actually doing. And then I'm going to show you what it looked like when we finished. And then we'll wrap it up for the night. So let me go ahead and go through and play these. I think you're going to enjoy them.
So Sherry Passmore here. I'm a Ruby with Kyani. Been in for about a little over 2 years. And Casey.
Doesn't look like that. Sharon, one quick second.
Stop. So Sherry Passmore here. I'm a Ruby with Kyani. Been in for about a little over 2 years. And Casey brought this experience to us and said, okay, we're going to reach out and contact 100 people. And every time he has said it for the last 2 days, without fail, my palms start sweating. They're kind of sweating just a little bit right now, actually. And other times in my life that this has happened was right before I jumped 800 feet off of a bungee tower and right before I went skydiving. So in both instances, I was mortified, terrified, mortified. And so I'm standing up there and I'm ready to jump. And my heart's racing. and my knees are weak, and I felt the fear, and I did it anyways. So you can bet your dog, even your mom's dog, you can bet that I'm about to go jump off of a freaking bungee tower, and I'm going to feel the fear, and I'm going to do it anyways.
I'm Dave Daniel Emerald in Kayani. Been in about 3 years, and I'm about to reach out to 100 people and see what I can do and get some more business partners.
He wasn't scared.
How you doing? My name's David Jones. I'm a shooter as well. I'm excited about this. A little nervous, a little bit, should I say, coming from me, but not out of all people. But I'm excited about it. I know we're going to reach out to a lot of people and get some more business partners.
I'm Cheryl Stubblefield. I'm a shooter, and I've been in Kayani for about 16 months. And I'm super nervous, super freaked out, butterflies in my stomach, excited about reaching out to 100 people and impacting lives.
Hello, I'm Kathy Harrison. I am extremely nervous about this whole thing, and I think I said Harrison. It's Harris.
That's up your own name.
Okay. Yes, I feel like I'm ready. I've got battery chargers and all that, but I have no idea what to expect. I'm just gonna go with it, and as my husband says, do what David and Casey say to do. So we're doing it. But that's it.
Forgot her own name. That was my favorite one.
Hi, I'm Claire Renton. I have been with Kayani since 2017, July 9th. Right now, my heart is pounding. 100 people, my first thought is, what are they going to say? They're thinking I'm crazy, you know? You never know. However, I got that terrorist right here, and I got my colleagues here, my shooter team that's going to help me overcome that fear. And I have faith in them, and I know we'll be there to help you too.
You can hear it in her voice.
I'm Joanne Fairclough. I'm also a shooter. And I am to say I'm a little nervous. Well, that would really be an understatement, because I don't think I have sent out 100 messages on Messenger in my entire life. To think I'm going to do that now in a few minutes? Yes, right.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's not it.
She might have been a little skeptical.
I'm Michelle Torrey. I've been in since you said July, August 2017. Life took a turn. I've been in for about 3 months, going strong. I'm really excited about just impacting 100 lives. I'm, reaching out to 100 people. It's not something that I would normally do, but I'm definitely ready, and I'm excited about doing it because there's a lot of people out there that need what we have.
And that was Dave in the back saying, y'all's terrorists got a hold of all of you.
Hey, I'm Jake Reminsking. I'm a sapphire with Kayani and the Jade Factory. And we are here starting to reach out to 100 people. We're putting the system to the test and really going through the numbers and seeing how many people we can impact through this. So a little bit hesitant, but I'm excited. We got to put the system to the test so that we can show all of you how it works, so that there are zero excuses.
All right, a couple more.
Ma'am.
Hello, my name's Eddie Black. Now, I've been with Kayani for 2.5 years. And I must say that I am totally exuberated, excited, exacerbated, all that about what we're about to do, because 1,300 lives will be impacted within this next 1.5 hours. Don't know where I'm going to find my 100, but they will be impacted. So just happy to be a part. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Karen White, and I'm a little nervous and excited because I'm about to reach out to 100 people, impact their life. And if I don't know what to say, I've got 12 other people here that are going to help me out, and we're gonna impact a lot of lives today.
Oh, please.
Hi, I'm Tara Bush. I've been a shooter. I've been with County for a year and 1 week. You might have talked to a lot of other people. I'm not nervous. The reason being is we're having conversations. Have you said 100 highs in your life? I'm about to go say 100 highs in my life. That's all it is. Say hi. That's it. Just have a conversation. And guess what? Imagine the impact of the butterfly effect that you have out of that one high. That's all I got to do. Mic drop.
All right, everybody, we are getting ready to kick this dump truck in high gear. We're going to be doing donuts, popping wheelies, running over little farm animals. It's going to be amazing in the dump truck driving. So, so excited about this. I can't wait to watch what all these people get done. All right, see you back at the factory.
I thought about saying, this is Casey Salge, and welcome to Jackass. All right, so here we are in the middle of it.
Talking about using the plane off the ground, Joanne.
All right, real quick, everybody feeling a little bit better? Yeah, I'm on video here. Y'all feeling any better? Yeah? Okay, okay. Claire, how many people have you reached out to?
67.
Wow, and how long? How many minutes would you guess we've been doing this?
About 30.
30 minutes, if that? Yeah, not even that? Yeah? Ladies, y'all doing good? Oh, there's so many of them. I love it.
Let's go to wave to your next one. Go wave to your next one.
Ballpark, how many?
50 plus.
It's called 70 so far. Boom.
We had a great little thing happen here that I caught.
Claire, tell me what just happened.
What just happened?
About the tariffs, what happened?
Oh, I had 2 tears. 2 women tears.
Yeah.
When Tara mentioned voice to talk to people, voice, what do you call it, Tara?
Don't matter.
Okay, anyway, yes, that scared the heck out of me.
Yeah.
So I asked my lovely people here to shoot those 2 evil terrorists off my shoulder.
How did they get shot? What was the one word that was said?
Oh, my tree houses. Asheville, North Carolina.
And why did that fix it?
That's what I desire.
Boom. And then the tariffs was gone, and you went back and you're back at it again.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, here's the after.
Okay, so I jumped off the bridge. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was kind of crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. There was like a moment in time when I was like, oh crap! But I did it. I jumped off the bridge, and I waved at 100 people, and then somebody friend requested me. So I guess that's one-on-one reach outs, and I am now actively involved in about 20 conversations, give or take. I'm sure I'll have more as the night goes on, but you know what? When you start a snowball, you got to start it at the top, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So
how many conversations did you start? Did you say
100?
100, and then 20 of them are still going on already.
Yeah, 20 of them are blowing my phone up, like so. Whoop whoop. Yeah.
Hi. So I reached out to 167 people. I have probably about 30 conversations going that I can't get back to, but I'm so excited because of that amount of people that are going to grow. So here's the cool thing. It goes so down and dirty. I mean, I just wore it. Like, yes. So we just got down and dirty, y'all. But here's the thing. Once you take action, once you get through it, it's amazing the accomplishment that you know that you reached out to that many people and you're going to impact that many people and the butterfly effect that comes from that. So go be powerful. Pow! Wait, with the beer.
How you doing? My name is David Jones. I've been with County for about a year now. I reached out to 135 people. When we first did it, I was a little hesitant, but now after doing it, I keep having to remind myself, if I had the cure to cancer, who am I not to share that with everybody else?
Amen.
If I had the cure to being able to help people out with their blood pressure, high cholesterol, whatever it is, just giving them the proper nutrition, who am I not to share that with people? So that's where I got out of my own way and really was able to help out other people and show them the freedom, show them the significance, show them the time, show them the help that we can provide to them. So I was excited and I'm glad we got to do it.
My name is David Daniel. This is the first time I've ever reached out to 96 people in an hour or so, hour and a half. I've been in this industry for 10 years, and I've never done it before. I've gotten about 40 responses back.
Wow.
A lot of conversations, a lot of combos going. I'm looking forward to helping a lot of people financially and nutritionally healthy. Thank you.
My name is Jake Winitsnig. I've been in this business for about 3 years now. And this is the first time we've actually reached out to this many people in a group setting. I've done it individually before, but not consistently. And taking all-out massive action is something we talk about and we preach about all the time. There's not a lot of people out there actually doing it. And we did this over 100 conversations in 60 minutes. So there's no reason that anybody can't do that in this business. And I guarantee you, out of 100 conversations, there's gold in that for every one of you that does this same thing. I highly recommend it.
You're going to love this one.
So I'm Joanne Faircloth, and I've been in a little over 2 years. And if you would have heard me, and you did hear me when we started this, that was the biggest skeptic there was that I could possibly reach out to 100 people, but I did it!
Yeah!
And I've gotten 15 responses back.
Wow.
So I am super, super excited. And believe me, if I can do this, you can do this.
Hi, I'm Kathy Harris. I have been with Kyone for 3 years. I've been in this industry for 15 long years, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, this is the first time I've done anything like this, and it's pretty awesome. It was scary going in, but I reached out to 100 people. I've got a lot of conversations going. I'm thinking at least probably 15 conversations going. I'm super excited about it. I've always had some sort of an excuse if we've got together and done anything similar to this, but I mean, never anything to this extreme magnitude. So I'm super, super pumped. So, and my phone just keeps lighting up. That's awesome. Good stuff.
Yay.
Hi, I'm Claire Rincon, and I'll be with Kyone since July 2017, so it's almost 2 years. I contacted 100 people and received 29 replies.
Nice.
And I have 20 conversations going right now.
Wow.
So definitely it can be done. I have overcome a lot of fear and continue to work.
Hello, I'm Michelle Marie, and I have reached out. No, I'm sorry. I've been in the business not quite 2 years yet, but I've never reached out to more than probably 50 people at one time. Today I did 100. I've reached out to 138 people. I have 36 conversations going on right now.
Wow.
My phone is just going crazy. So I'm really excited about what is going to be coming out of all of this, all of these conversations.
Awesome.
I'll let you know. Here.
Hi, I'm Karen White. I've been in the business for 2 years, and I reached out to 133 people today, something I've never done. I have 35 conversations going, and I added 25 new friends today that I'm going to reach out to tomorrow.
Wow, fantastic.
Hi, it's Blacknell again. I've been with the company about 2.5 years, and I have never, ever done anything like this before. As I said, I was excited at first, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. But with a lot of effort and just patience, I reached 100 lives today that will be forever impacted. They will never be the same again, ever. And this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And my phone is blowing up. I have over 30 conversations that are going on right now. And oops, there's another one. Let me get back to it.
Okay, hi, I'm Cheryl Stubblefield. I've been in Kiani for about 16 months. I've never reached out to the amount of people that I reached out to today. It was 108. Wow. And I'm super excited. I have 28 responses, conversations going on right now. And I encourage everyone to do it with some groups. Being a part of the group today helped to take a terrorist off my shoulders.
Awesome. So you think you could do it again?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. I love it.
So we just got done literally 90 minutes, reached out to well over 1,200 people that we just started conversations with. The numbers don't lie. That's what it's all about. So we're going to continue to track this and see what these turn into on numbers. I can guarantee there's going to be a whole lot of people's lives impacted by what we did. And it was a matter of sitting there, overcoming fear, getting everybody together in a group setting instead of going out there and doing it by yourself, bringing everybody together in a very strong group and being able to do that. And we're going to be able to do that for you guys as well. So thank you all so much for participating.
All right. So that is called the one conversation away challenge. All right. And to let you all know what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be having classes to do something very similar to what I did there with my shooters. And what that's going to be is I'm going to do a class where you are invited to come to my house. It's going to be on Saturdays. It's going to be for approximately 2 to 3 hours. I'm working out the logistics here still. And you'll be there with me live. You're going to bring your phone, bring your charger, and I'm literally going to be right there like I was with all of those shooters, giving you exactly what you need to do, exactly what you need to say. I'll even grab your thumbs and I'll press them on the keyboard for you. All right? That's the level of detail we're talking about getting to with this. It's going to be a cost for this, okay? Because when there's a cost to it, then somebody takes it serious. So it's going to be $75. That's going to be for that 2 to 3 hour session that we're going to have. And you're going to be able to get an additional, the week right after that, that'll be Saturday. And then Monday through Friday, we'll schedule a 1 hour session with me, one-on-one. So you get me undivided attention for that hour. That will be done via Zoom, okay? And there we're going to go through all your conversations, anywhere you might be getting stuck, and help you again to continue the process. And then the following week, Monday through Friday, we'll pick another 1 hour time that works for both you and I, and you'll get another 1 hour session with just me, again on a Zoom, and then that will be the extent of that. This will continue. You'll be on your, going out and using this on your own for 2 weeks after that, and there'll be a final thing that we'll do at the end of it, and we'll talk about that in the class. But that's going to be what you're going to get for the $75, all right? It's going to be limited to 5 people. All right, and I'm going to start with that, and then I'll see how that works. Because 12, when I had 12 of my shooters, they've been doing this for a while. While you saw their nervousness. Did everybody see how nervous they were in the beginning? And then afterwards, did you see how the weight had been lifted and the impact that they made? I think looking at the numbers, it was probably close to approximately 1,400 people were reached out to in 90 minutes. It was right at, I'm a stickler. It was 90 minutes. 1,400 people were reached out to in that time frame, and that will continue to go. All right, so I want to see how it works with 5 people, and then after that, we'll see if we adjust the course, see how the demand is for it, and that'll be a real powerful thing to be able to do. I'll get those. The earliest it's going to start is going to be June 1st. And I'm working that out. I should know when I get 2 minutes with Carrie, we'll sync up our calendars and make sure that's going to work. And then I'll get something out to be able to offer tickets for that. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be offering. Now, what's going to be really great about that is I'm going to be able to give you exactly what to do as we're doing it. So it's going to take all the guesswork out. It's going to be really powerful. All right. Then another thing that's going to be happening as we go through the summer months here is that the shooters are going to be having their own, we're going to call it dump truck driving lessons. All right. Because that's all you guys are supposed to be doing is driving the dump truck. All right. So we're going to teach you how to drive that dump truck just like you were taught to drive a car. When you learned how to drive a car, you went to a classroom. They showed you all the stuff. You forgot all of that when you were walking to the car. You sit down in the driver's seat, you put the key in the ignition, and you didn't know what to do after that. But there was a person sitting right next to you. They were sitting in the shotgun seat, all right? They were a shooter. They were getting rid of all your fears. They were there. They had the experience. They knew exactly what to do. That's what we're going to be doing throughout the summer. So get with your shooter, get with your upline leaders, and say, hey, I want to be able to schedule one of these. And y'all can do that in sessions with one of you. You can do it with 50 of you. We'll be able to set that up. We'll be able to do also on the class that I'm going to do. If you're not in Houston and you want to participate in that, what you'll do is we'll Zoom you in for the 2-hour session or 3-hour session that we have on that first Saturday. Okay, so don't feel like you're excluded. If you're not in Houston, you can absolutely do this from another city. If you're in the Houston area, I will require you got to come out to the house to be able to do it. You don't get to Zoom from that. I am going to open it up to people that are out of town. All right. And the same thing goes for the shooters when they're conducting these. They've gone through it. They've seen how this thing works. It's incredible. And it's just about doing action. Last thing, I know I'm way long tonight, but hopefully you're getting a ton of value out of tonight. One of the things I want to break this down for you is I'm a numbers guy. And so I'm going to share this last part here so that you guys get a sense on why this is going to be so powerful. If only you reached out to 100 people, here's some assumptions. 50 of them are never going to respond. They just ain't going to respond. That's all there is to it, right? That leaves 50 are going to respond in some way. You heard all these people. It doesn't mean they're going to respond in that first 60 minutes, 90 minutes, because they had things going on. Maybe they were in a movie, right? But over time, that number will continue to grow. But let's just say it caps off at 50, which is a very conservative number. And of that 50, 25 of them are just going to want to shoot the breeze and talk about the weather, talk about traffic, talk about the Rockets, talk about the Astros. And there's really not going to go anywhere in the conversation. You have these conversations all the time. Think of the last lunch you went to, or the last time that you were in an elevator or at a water cooler. You're having conversations, they're innocuous, nothing's going on. But 25 of them, I bet you have something going on. You're going to have an actual conversation with some people. Of those 25, you're going to just chat with them. You're going to ask about their family, about their occupation, about what they're doing for fun, what they're doing for motivation or money. What are the things that they would spend their money on? So out of those 25, I'm going to throw out that probably 12 of them are going to be interested on the wealth side, and 12 of them are going to be interested on the health side in some form or fashion. And of that, do you think there is any chance of having 12 people that are interested in making some extra money that goes through our process where you pass the ball and introduce them to me or one of the shooters, that when we get done with 12, that we wouldn't have 3 new business partners in your organization? And out of the 12 that are having health issues, and out of the the 9 that said no to the business side, out of those 21 people, do you think that there would be 7 of them that might want to try a product with a money-back guarantee on it? So if you could get 3 and 7, so when people say, Casey, what does 3 plus 7 equal? I say it equals 100. Because all you got to do is start 100 conversations, and we turn that into 3 business partners and 7 customers. What does that make? That makes a Jade Factory Jade. That's not just a Kyani Jade. What's a Kyani Jade? A Kyani Jade is 2,000 points one time, and now they got the rank of Jade. What happens next month? Well, typically, the way that works is somebody gets started. They get 500 points on their package. They get a couple people in their organization at 500 as well. And now all of a sudden they've got 2,000 points and they are a Jade. Congratulations. But then after that, what happens next month? Nothing. People got to learn how to get customers, all those things. What we're going to do is go through it the right way. We're going to actually have 3 business partners and 7 customers. And when those 7 customers spend 75 QV for the product, guess what? That's 500 points each and every month. So you'll actually keep your ranks. And this guy is going to go do the same thing. And all of the people are going to do the same thing. All we need to do is get them to follow this process in the dump truck driving lessons and just do that. And when they do that, this process works incredibly. But if you don't ever take your dump truck out, if you leave it there on the parking lot at the factory, because a lot of you have this beautiful, shiny, pristine, green and purple dump truck, got the little Jade factory emblem on the side. There's not a scratch, dent, speck of dust, nothing. Why? Because you've never even taken the thing out of the driveway yet. You spent your $5.99, you got you a dump truck, and you've never actually done it. This is going to be us, not just going around yelling on a bullhorn out of the parking lot like we do on Power Hour and talking about it. This is us getting in the cab of the truck with you, taking the sucker out for a ride. You're going to be nervous just like you were the very first day that you drove a car. But because you had somebody sitting next to you and you had 2 scared people in the back with you, you were able to overcome it. And now you can go drive in your car. You can do it while talking on the phone, listening to the radio, eating a Whataburger, and putting makeup on and driving with your knee. And you've been doing that for a long time. But the very first time you were scared out of your mind. That's what this is based on, is getting you to overcome that. So if that's something that interests you, y'all let me know, send me a note, and we will get that set up so that we can start. It'll be first come, first serve on the ticket. So when you see that put out there, don't hesitate, jump on it, and then we'll get you out there, and we're going to have an amazing summer. So I hope that was very helpful. Again, apologies for going long, but there was a lot of information that I wanted to get over. Recap, it was an amazing week. All right, let's see here. How much? Do you know when the Team Fusion family website? I have absolutely no idea when they're going to do whatever they're going to do. I don't think you can get it without auto ship. So I need a personal sit down with my chart during the time I need to do it. Yep. Well, good, cool, awesome. All right. I think I answered all the questions out there. If you need to scoot, absolutely do so. I know we had a couple people need to drop off, but I'm going to open it up for Q&A. If you want to drop off and head to bed, I completely understand. I am going to make this recording available to everybody. I have one other thing I want to tell you guys. Sorry. We've got a new Jade Factory Facebook page that is up and live. And what that's going to be, some people are asking, what's the difference between Connie Local and the Jade Factory page? I wanted to have a place of more permanency, because on Connie Local, man, we can get to talking and that stuff just scrolls on by and you can't even keep up with what's going on throughout a day. So what I would encourage you to do is keep your chatter, keep that chat. It's a chat session for a reason. It's built for that. But what we needed to do is have a place where we could put things of permanency. And so that's why I did this is open for business partners only. There's no need for customers to be on here. This is business partner only. And you'll see the Jade Factory. My wife ran a triathlon about 5 years ago. How cool is that? Got 7th place too. All right, so the Jade Factory is a private Facebook group, and it's set up for a learning environment. That's different than most Facebook groups, so I found some cool things about that. So when you come in here and you click on learning, you will see for all of our new people that we actually have modules. We have units, and these units are to be able to pass on information that is very useful. So far, what we've got out there is the masterclass. All new people, as soon as they get started, wet behind the ears, the ink's barely dried on their new distributorship. Velma's already jumping on, I love it. What they can do is come here and be able to click on this and watch this session. And this was a recorded session that we did. We recorded it live. It's my favorite thing to say now. I love saying that. It's so stupid. I hear so many people say, of course you recorded it live. So anyway, we recorded it live, like that's some big deal. And it was a great, great session. Some wonderful information came out of that. And it lays out all the specifics of what we do. It's the place to start. You get them there. So what they'll do is they'll click on this. And when they click on it, then they'll be able to watch it. And then it'll have a button that says, I have completed this. So make sure once you watch that, it has all the information you need. The plan on the page is here. the Jade Factory logo, and then you can click on here saying I'm done. And that will be tracked. I can actually come in here and see who's actually finished this up. And so who is it in the Jade Factory Masterclass? How many of their completions have there been? So all of this is going to be here, and there will be more and more curriculum that's going to be placed on here. Everything that you're going to want to know is going to be here. So what does this mean for you? You can come out here, you can see what's going on. Events, you're going to start noticing that if we look at it on the calendar, you're going to see when there are events going on. So Power Hour was tonight. If you click on that, it would show you all the information. It shows you the link, lets you know what time. Everybody's invited to this. And then I've put a little information about what was going to go on for tonight. So you'll be able to see all the events that are coming up are going to be posted on here. This is open. If you've got an event going on, if you've got a presentation that happens to be done in your living room, you want to do this, set it here. All the shooters that are going to be setting up, if you want to get 2 people that are not shooters just to hold you accountable, you can schedule that, invite other people out here. This is where you're going to put that type of information. The chatter at the water cooler continues on Kyani Local. The things that need to be a permanency, the things that are some cool links, some information that you don't want it to get lost, come in here and post it in the discussion, okay? And so that's going to be a really good place that we're going to be able to continue our awesome community, because that's what it's all about. It's not a commodity, it's a community, and that's what we have here. So that's available to you as well. And make sure you guys post here, fill this up so that it'll be there for your people as they come on board and for everybody else to be able to use as well. All right, now I got through everything. If you got any questions, I will stay on here until the last question is answered. But with that, I appreciate you all jumping on board. I'm going to unmute the line so everybody can say goodnight. And then if you got any questions, you can stick around and ask away. But until then, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have an amazing summer. We're going to have an amazing rest of the year. We're going to have 1,000 people at Eric Worre's event. We're going to put 8,000 new people in the Jade Factory before the year is out. We're going to impact literally tens of thousands of lives over the next 7 months. Mark my words, watch it happen or participate. And I'd rather you be in the dump truck with us and making it happen. So y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Night.
Night. Night.
Night.
Awesome.
Look at that. You were just in it. Beautiful. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Coming.
Good night.
See you, Tracy.
Good night. I have a question.
What you got, Chanel?
Lately I've been getting very frustrated. And overwhelmed. And it's only due, like, I really wanted to go out there with you guys. And it was like a straight bummer and a straight shot. I don't know if that makes sense. To where it was more hurtful. Let me get in a light so you can actually see me. I was trying to put the baby to sleep, but he's obviously still woke. But it was more of it was just hurtful in so many words. And I was trying to bounce back from that. And because I seen all the awesome pictures and everything that you guys had did. And I still kept fishing. I kept on just getting out there, but that terrorist kept coming back and forth. And it was hitting a little bit more closer to home than necessarily. Like, I felt like everything was coming against me all at one time. Like, so much was going on to where it was like, is this happening because I'm making it happen in my mind? And I am saying I don't want to fail. I want to be successful and I want to reach out. And then when I go to reach out, it's like I'm reaching in the same pond instead of trying to stop going back to the same individuals. And it's like right when I start trying to reach out to other people, those same individuals come back. So it's hard. It's not hard for me to start a conversation with new people. It's actually getting out there and finding the new people. I'm joining all these groups. I even joined the PTA. Oh my God, that was a lot of work. I didn't know how much they really have going on behind the scenes. So So it's like more like now I'm keeping myself so busy that I'm not actually bringing up the conversation anymore. Like not with Kayani, but asking them, how are you? Like I ask them how they're doing, and it's more of a disruption when I'm there. It's like there's so much going on, and then I never ask for the phone number. So, or I tense up when that time comes, and I don't know why I'm doing that.
Okay. That was a lot.
Yes.
So let me take a couple of them. First one is for not being able to attend the convention. I know how tough that is. I'll tell you, my very first network marketing company that I was in, that was 10 years ago. I came in around September. And the event was around August or September, but nobody told me about the event. That's how weak the organization was in getting information out to people. So I didn't even know that it was going on. Nobody called me. Nobody told me anything about it. I saw one flyer that was on the website, but like that doesn't apply to me. I just got started, right? So nobody in my organization actually told me. And so I felt so irritated. So it wasn't for the same reason that I didn't go, but the end result was I still didn't get to go to my very first convention when I had just gotten started. And so I can absolutely relate to you on how that feels and then how that goes. Here's what I'll tell you, and Kirk Hansen, literally, I was sitting in the second table. You saw that big room with the gala. I was literally between James, Kirk, Leanna, Carl. I mean, I was literally in the table in between them. That's where we were sitting. So I had front row of this thing, and I was seeing all the people that were going for the presidential trip. I was even in the top 50 for going on that trip. We didn't make it. Some other top leaders didn't make it. And he made a comment. He said, look, he says, I know how frustrating it is to be sitting there and you didn't reach what you wanted to reach. He said, and he related to that with what he had done. He said, look, in our oil business, we had made it really, we were doing pretty darn good in our little pond. And then all of a sudden we went and played in the big boy ponds. And when we did, nobody even knew who we were. They didn't care who we were. They didn't know anything about us. And looking around, he said, the feeling, he said, I was physically, he said, not ill, but getting close. And that knot. And he said he used that for absolute pure blue flame fire. Now everybody knows who he is. Everybody said hi. Everybody says, Mr. Hansen, it's a pleasure to see you, sir. And that's not in Kayani. That's in the oil world with the Exxons and the Phillips 66s of the world.
Yeah.
That's the level we're talking about that these guys play at. And so don't feel like it's never happened to anybody else. It is absolutely. And I know you're not saying, I'm just saying,
yeah.
Don't feel like you're alone is my point. Don't feel like that journey is going to mean, well, that's all over for me. These guys are billionaires. I'm on magazine covers after not going to my first convention. Right?
Right.
So now here's what you do. You've got 6 months, a little over that, to be able to plan for Vegas. You're in Houston, so you don't have to worry about that. We got people still on the line from Canada, right? So all you got to do for the Houston one in September is you just got to drive somewhere. So that one better be a done deal. But the Vegas one in December is the next one. You need to go ahead and start planning now. If you go take the amount of money it's going to take to go to Vegas and you figure all the stuff out, if you started putting back $18 to $20 a week, and I'll do the numbers to make damn certain on this number, but rough estimate, you put back about 18 to 20 bucks a week right now, you'll be able to go to Vegas and be able to attend the whole thing from a money perspective. Then you got to line up. You got 6 months to line up kid care. And I know what you're going through, and I know it's not easy. I know the hellacious logistics of just getting Carrie and I and her mom and the youngest baby there, and then to cover the other 3.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I get that too. But there's nothing that can't be overcome with the made up mind. So Go ahead and just say yes, tell the world, and then you figure it out. And that's the way to go about hitting it to the next event.
Okay.
That. Other thing that you said that I'll key off on is the pond that you're in. Most of what you said comes down to choices that you're making. When somebody hits you back that you don't want to talk to anymore, stop engaging them in a conversation if those are the people that you've already engaged and there's nothing there. If you've kicked over the rock and there's nothing scurrying about, stop looking underneath that rock. And when that rock starts making noise, leave that rock alone and go find a new one. That is a choice. Now, all sorts of reasons why you talk to them, I get it. I'm human just like you are. But just know that don't blame that on anybody but you. Take absolute extreme ownership of that situation and know that that was a choice.
Right.
Now, as far as the groups that you've been working on, I'm going to key off of that. You just got into those groups. You haven't had time to establish a presence yet there. Maybe,
right.
But chances are that's pretty quick. It's going to take a little time, right? First time you see somebody new at the cafeteria, you don't run over there and say hi and you're best friends forever. It's not legitimate then, right? So you got to ease your way in there. You got to offer. You need to give more than you take for a bit. David Nieves talks about it. You got to be able to put deposits in their emotional bank account before you can start taking withdrawals from those bank accounts. So you got to build that up with them. You got to be there. You need to offer value. Don't go in there looking to be able to, I just joined a PTSD group. I promise you, I won't say anything about what I do for at a minimum 30 days, and it'll probably be longer than that. But that's an area that I want to be able to help people in. So I chose that group. There's 4,000 people in there. I'm going to see what I can give to that community.
Right.
That community, then later I'll be able to give even more, but their perception of me is that I'm an outsider until I'm not. And so maybe that's a thing where you need to work on that. Or maybe they're already reaching out to you. And then I heard you say another thing is fear jumped in. When that happens, whenever the fear monster shows up, we'll call him the terrorist. Whenever he shows up, it's because you are in between these two ears. When fear happens, it is because you are thinking of you and what you are going to look like to these people.
Yeah, that's true.
Also a choice, not an easy one. And believe me, my terrorist gets a hold of me on a daily. He had a hold of my ass about 2 hours or 4 hours ago. He was all up in my business. I won't lie. I mean, I was ready to just call it a day.
Right.
So how I got rid of that was I said, you know what? There's going to probably be 25 plus people tonight that are probably curious on a good wrap up on how everything went. Boom. Terrorist obliterated. His red mist on the wall where his head got exploded. He was gone. And what happened? I just went 90 minutes straight, bearing my soul to 33, 34 people that are going to go out and impact thousands of lives. When I get there, my terrorist goes away. It's just how quick of time, because he's always going to show up. I don't listen to that. I've actually been thinking about my words on that. I'm not going to say he's always going to show up. I think I'll get to a point one day where it won't bother me anymore. I don't think he'll get a hold of me, but I think I know I got a lot of work till I get there, right? But I've shrunk the time in between when he has a knife to my throat and when there's pink mist on the wall. I've shrunk the time that it takes to get there because he's still going to have a knife to my throat. And when he has that knife to my throat, what do? The only thing you can do is you can focus on somebody else. Truly focus on somebody else. I promise you the next time that he's got a hold of you, if you'll pay attention to what's going on, there's chatter in your brain that's talking about me, I, this sucks for me, I'm not happy about it, and you're in your own head. The moment you get past that and you don't have any expectations of that and you're focusing on the other person, he's gone.
I know that's true because I know when I first began, all the terrorist was there and it was like, I don't care. And I think it started to affect me more when people made a lot of promises and a lot of I'm going to do, and there was nothing behind it, which when you guys said you reached out to 100 people, I've reached out to 100 people before.
Cool.
And it was more of, and it was great. Some people responded back. Some people I didn't get in contact with right away. It might have been 2 days, 3 days later before I actually was able to engage in those conversations. But it's like they went ghost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that ever happened.
You saw the numbers I was talking about. When you reach out to 100 people, we're looking to be able to bring 3 into the business and about 7 into customer land. And that's out of 100. That's not a huge sample, right? It's a good number, but it's not a huge sample. So it's going to give and take. Some people, it's going to depend on the quality of the people that you're dealing with too. That's just all there is.
That too. Yeah.
Plain, simple fact. People that I'm going to reach out to now compared to the people I reached out to when it was 10 years ago, dude, I bet you my numbers are probably closer to, if I reach out to somebody, I'm going to be closer to probably 30. I bet you I would, if I reach out to 100 people, I bet you I would bring 10 to 15 of them on board.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Also, the people that I do reach out to.
Because I'm in a different pond now than I was before. So this is the hard, I tell everybody, your first couple months in the business is always the hardest time, I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, and I'm going to draw this out on my next power hour, is don't ever think that you got to do this forever. When you go through and you get 100 or it's 200 or it's 300 or it's 400 people that we reach out to, that's all there is to it. It's just the numbers, right? It's the same number of miles from here to Miami, right? You can do 1,400 miles real slow, or you can do it really freaking fast and be good about it, right? So I don't know how many that number is going to be. Everybody's different. I do know without a shadow of a doubt that when you continue to reach out to people, you get yourself into more conversations, you increase your skill, you don't throw up on them, you make it about them, you get a hold of your terrorists, all these things kick in. While there's not a lot of things that we do in this business, there are a couple things that we got to get better at. And nobody's good on the first day. That's just how it is. We all suck the first day. And then we get better the second day. You are so much better than you were on the first day, right?
Yeah.
So what's screwing you right now is your expectations. You said it before. You were fine until some of those people did not meet your expectations.
Yeah.
They said they were going to do something, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like most of the planet doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And before we get all uppity, guess what? There's a whole lot of things we said we were going to do today that we just didn't get around to, did we?
Yeah.
For very good
laundry still hasn't been folded.
For very good reasons. These are very important reasons because they're our reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We look at somebody else, we're like, he's such an asshole. He didn't join like he said he was going to join.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then we become all clinical with other people.
Right.
Here's the fix to it. This is 10 years of a whole lot of conversations talking right now. The way you fix that is you go talk to somebody else.
Yeah, true.
You're gonna think about me tomorrow because you're gonna run into somebody that you hadn't thought of, you didn't know, and you're gonna just have a pleasant conversation. Here's where we get screwed up. We take a very short amount of time and we try to stuff so much into it, and we over expect what we can get done in a day or a week or a month. And we completely underestimate what we can get done in a year. Because you can go real fast for a little bit of time, but over a long period of time, it's about being able to sustain that and be consistent about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you reached out to 2 people a day and you took every Sunday off, that would be 600 new people in the next year that you would reach out to.
I never thought of it that way.
Nobody does. Nobody thinks that way. Now, let me tell you another thing. You could also do all of that in 6 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had 12 people sit down, and everyone, with the exception of Dave, and he actually hit a couple more up. He was messing with me on the number. He actually went over 100. But without fail, every single one of them reached out to 100. Is there going to be 3 out of every one of them going to join? No. Is there going to be some that are going to get 6? Yes. Some are going to get none. But as soon as they get done with that, they go reach out to another batch. The numbers are there. The ratio is the ratio. It's always been the ratio. It's just a matter, can you get through all the nonsense, all of the bashing that's going on in your brain with your chairs? Can you get past all of that to simply do the one thing that we do, which is have a conversation with another person?
Yes.
If you can, you're going to be successful in this. If you can't, it's going to be the most frustrating thing you've ever done.
Yeah. I think I fought bigger battles, and this one is a good one. This is a good one that I know is going to lead me to bigger and better things, and that's what keeps me going and pushing. My own success story. Period. I hear all the wonderful things that Kyani has done for so many different speakers and so many different motivators, the shooters, everything. But I have my personal testimony that is great. It's greater than I could have ever thought.
Yep.
So that alone makes me push.
Yep.
And like I remember you talking about, sometimes you have to leave out, and because in the household you'll have distractions like your little ones or whatever. It's time to play pirate, whatever it may be. Like my other little one is right now in the bathroom washing his feet. I have no clue why, but it's the distraction. So sometimes I'll remove myself or I'll wait till nap time. And every time that terrorist starts to come over my shoulder, I look at him and be like, all right, let me keep going. I got this amount of time.
When you do it, do the work. Do the work. Reach out to people. Here's the other thing. I can guarantee it. You have not reached out to everybody that you already know.
No, I haven't. And I know I'm not supposed to pick and choose. I know I can't make that choice.
That's why you need to sit down. You need to grab your shooters. You need to get with David. You got to get with Tara. You need to get with Sherry. You need to get into this class I'm doing, whatever you got to do. But here's what I tell people. If you're at the grocery store and you see the name in your phone, if you see that person and you run into them, your cart runs into their cart. All right. Or let's say they're about 5 aisles away, right? And they're coming out while you're getting ready to go into yours, and you got 5 aisles between you, and you see them, they don't see you. If you go over and say hi to them, then cool. If you would duck down the aisle and you wouldn't go talk to them, then you need to remove them out of your phone and remove them out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're following them for entertainment purposes alone because their life is so jacked up, you just want to watch it burn. That's the only reason.
Right.
But if you wouldn't take them out of your phone, then that's somebody that you need to have a conversation with, like you were at the grocery store, and start there. Stop prejudging because you're trying to convince somebody and you're already in your head because you're trying to get them to do something. If you're prejudging, then you're doing it wrong. You're not focused on them. You're focused on you. You're in your head. You're between your ears analyzing something. You need to go act like you do at the grocery store and say, I'm just going to go say hi. I'm going to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If you approach it that way, I promise you, you're going to see your numbers go up.
Yep.
So you're doing a lot of hard work, and you're going out into a cold market. You're going into a cold pond that you've never been to before, and you're trying to figure out how to fish in it. When in your backyard, in your own pond, there's a whole bunch of people that are still there. I'm not saying any of them are going to join. I don't know what's going on with them, but you don't either, and you need to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Now you know what you need to do tomorrow.
Yes.
Why don't you just reach out to tomorrow? Why don't you make a goal to reach out to and say hello? Wave at them. Hit the little wave button.
Mm-hmm.
Send that out to 50 people tomorrow.
Okay, 50 people.
Yep. And when you go through each one of those, you're going to have a moment's hesitation. You're going to look at the name, and you're going to wonder, who is this person? You're going to want to go look at their Facebook profile. You're going to want to go do all these things and stalk them. You want to come up with an FBI dossier on them. You want to call the CIA, get them in on it, NSA, tapping their phone. I need you tomorrow when you're going down the list, unless this person is somebody that you need to call the cops on, I want you to hit the little wave button, and then I want you to move to the next person. I want you to hit the wave button. You can do that with 50 people, and if it takes you more than 10 minutes, you're doing it wrong.
Gotcha.
When you
Now I have one more question for you, because I've added so many people, I have no clue who they are.
Cool.
Like,
Find out.
I've never.
Have you ever been at the grocery store and you see somebody you're like, you look familiar, but I don't know where the hell I know you from?
Yeah.
You ever had those moments?
Yes.
What'd you do? Did you duck down the first aisle, or did you go over and try to figure it out?
I try to figure it out.
So you got the ability to do it. I don't have to teach you that skill.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people I added. David had told me try to add at least 10 people or 5 people a day new. Yeah. And I just been adding. I don't even know really who they are, but I know those are people that I can start with, because that's something totally different. I don't know them either. So I'll do 50. Good job. You wash your hands. Thank you.
And feet.
And feet.
Awesome.
But,
so you know what to do now.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you, Betty.
Bye.